Oh, there's the screensaver. All those stars make me nervous. Reminds me of my latest case. It all started when this famous astronaut came to stay at our guest house. We threw this party to honor him. And then, disaster struck. Right in our home. Detective Heinlein didn't want me to butt in. But if a mystery happened at your house, wouldn't you want to solve it?
Okay, don't need it now.
I just need to ask you a couple more questions for my article.
Sure, but I need to get out of this crowd. Excuse me just a minute.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Are you touching things? You better not be touching things.
No, nothing. It's just that I'm writing an article about Jack Griswold from my school paper. I just wanted to help find him so I don't miss my chance to interview him. Think of me more as a reporter than a detective.
That's easy. I never think of you as a detective. Let's interview the neighbors, see if anybody saw anything unusual, huh? Not one fingerprint, no evidence, and no one saw anything.
I heard some shouting.
Man or a woman?
I really don't know, and I couldn't make out what they were saying.
Well, try and remember.
I can't believe this is happening in my house. This is a very safe neighborhood.
I'm from the Cocoa Beach Sentinel. Mr. Wu, can you tell me how many other guests have been abducted from the easterly breeze?
None. Not one. I'm telling you, this is a very nice, safe neighborhood. Does she have to be here?
She does not. Clear out, Kate. Look, we're done here, Mike. We'll keep in touch.
Mr. Wu?
Mr. Conyers. Oh, you're not leaving. We have you scheduled to stay until...
The 16th, I know, but I've decided to check out. I'm sorry, but I just don't feel safe.
But Mr. Conyers, this never happens, ever.
I've already made reservations at the Riverside Arms.
Gee, I thought throwing a party for Jack Griswold would get us into the newspapers. But I should be more careful what I wish for.
Grandpa, this wasn't your fault. It won't affect business, not much. Some people might even find it exciting.
We could change the brochures, emphasize the danger element. Riverview Continental Breakfast. Will you live to see the sunrise?
Grandpa, stop. It's not that serious.
I know. I'm going to reassure the other guests.
I just don't understand. I mean, Jack Griswold is a famous astronaut. Who'd want to harm him?
I don't know, Shelby. The police were all through this house and they found nothing.
And this one I call Consumed. Notice how the rhythm of the repeating lipstick smudges make it impossible to look away.
Very artistic. But do you have any pictures of Jack Griswold? I want to see if he was wearing a NASA pin.
You think the pin you found is his?
Maybe. But if it's not, it probably fell off his kidnapper.
Oh, that's a nice shot of the parked cars.
No pin.
Those ones with the sprinkles were good.
Oh, I had 3.
That dip was fabulous.
We can take a break. You guys hungry?
Yeah.
If the pin didn't belong to Griswold, that must mean it fell off the kidnapper.
Well, there were signs of a struggle on the porch. That's probably how the pin fell off.
Let's see what else we've got.
Well, if it's pins you're looking for...
I know that guy. He used to go to our school.
Yeah, Moon Man.
Oh, I remember him. I think he asked me out once.
Me too.
I was in band with him.
Donovan Bober.
What a weirdo.
I heard him talking to Jack Griswold at the party. I got the feeling they weren't too happy to see each other.
Oh, he's a suspect.
Hey guys, look what I discovered. If you drop these glasses just right, they don't break. I'll get some more glasses.
Oh, here's another one. Robert Merchant. Look, there's his pin.
Who is he?
Oh, I talked to him a little bit at the party. He's in charge of all the scientific experiments they do in space.
Well, we've got to check him out.
Okay, here we go. 2 at a time. Don't let anybody slip in that.
Wait a minute. There was a woman at the party. Here she is.
Who's the suit?
No idea.
Her name's Anita West. She was wearing a NASA pin, too.
She looks pretty small to be dragging off grown men.
She hits, he drags.
Anita West. Why does that name sound so familiar? Oh, I know! Anita West Griswold. She wrote that book with Jack Griswold, The Dark Side of the Universe. I read it when I was doing research for my article.
Wait, she's Griswold's wife?
I'd say used to be. She's no longer using that last name.
A bitter ex-spouse. Sounds like a suspect to me.
Well, we don't know if she's bitter.
They're always bitter.
Hey, you through with this?
No one else wearing a NASA pin. Let's focus on these 3. Hey, Cindy, it's me. I went online to read about Griswold, and guess what else it said? Robert Merchant was an astronaut, too. Wonder why we never heard of him. And I read something about Anita West, too. She worked at NASA as an engineer, but she left 10 years ago.
Shelby, is that a personal call? Tell me that's not a personal call.
Not real personal. Do you need help with something?
Yes, I have 2 burglaries, an arsonist, and a kidnapped astronaut. But you know what I don't have? My lunch. Where's my lunch?
I'll go this minute. Oh, Detective Heinlein, there's something I want to show you.
Does it have a pickle on the side? Is it covered with melted cheese? Because if not, I don't want to see it.
But I think you'd really be interested in
Well,
this.
don't forget my fries.
Oh, Cindy, sorry. So anyway, I'm gonna try to find Moon Man. Could you and Noah check out Anita West Griswold? Try to find out how she feels about her ex-husband.
Where's my food?
Gotta go.
Yes?
Hi, we're sorry to bother you, but it's that time again.
What time?
We need to ask you to settle your account.
For what?
A Technology Today magazine. Your subscription is 90 days past due.
I don't have a subscription to Technology Today magazine.
Oh, we know. It was your husband's, Jack Griswold.
And now that he's been kidnapped, you as next of kin are responsible for the amount.
He's not my husband.
Could there be some mistake?
I don't think so. Aren't you Mrs. Jack Griswold?
I am not Mrs. Griswold, not anymore.
We're terribly sorry. We did not mean to get personal.
If he thinks he's going to stick me for his magazine subscriptions after everything else he got, he's got another thing coming.
He's not trying to do anything he's missing.
Well, even so, he's still a lying, cheating, money-grubbing egomaniac.
So, you're not gonna pay? Is there anyone else we can collect from?
Well, maybe his lawyers. He's with Greenberg, and McKay. But good luck trying to get a dime out of them.
Do you think it's going to be hard getting money for the magazine?
You want money from Jack Griswold, you're going to have to get in line.
He owes you money too?
About $50,000 in royalties on a book we co-wrote.
How come he got all the money?
Yeah, that's so unfair.
What can I tell you? His lawyer is bigger than my lawyer. But I'm still fighting, and I'll do whatever it takes. So, if you'll excuse me.
Hello? Is anybody home? Hello? Donovan? Oh. I'm really sorry. I'm trespassing, and that's against the law. I know that because I work at the police station, and I'm friends with lots of cops. So keep that in mind, just in case you were thinking about stringing me up the way you did with him.
Who?
Jack Griswold.
He does look real, doesn't he?
He's not real?
He's a wax dummy. So what are you doing here?
Well, you probably don't remember me, Moon Man.
Sure I do. I asked you out and you said no.
Did I? Oh, yeah, I remember now. I was so busy that year.
I thought you just didn't want to go out with me.
Are you kidding? Who wouldn't want to spend the evening with the school's leading space expert? Which is why I stopped by. I heard about this place and I just had to see it for myself.
You're interested in space exploration?
Fascinated.
You should have been here this morning. I had my own rocket launch.
Really?
Yeah, but my mom had to call the fire department again. Hey, this one's not empty. Want some?
No thanks.
Or barbecue?
Really? You know, I'd love to travel in space sometime.
Well, good luck. The program's almost impossible to get into.
I don't know. I talked to Jack Griswold at the party and...
Well, don't count on any help there. I met him last year at an orientation for people applying to NASA's space program. He said he'd help me get in.
And did he?
Never heard from him again.
You might not have been accepted.
And I might have, if he had kept his promise. He said he never met anyone as obsessed with space as I am. He said a guy like me belongs in outer space.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I really think? I think Griswold sabotaged my chances because he felt threatened by me.
Threatened by you?
He knows I could be a greater astronaut than he is. And when people look back at the 20th century astronauts, they're gonna think Bober, not Griswold. See?
Right. It was great seeing you, Donovan. Thanks for the chat. Gotta go now.
Whoa. What are you doing here?
Detective, what a coincidence. I was just looking for you.
Here.
Yeah. Well, I knew you were investigating people from the party, and Donovan Bober was there. And since there weren't any A's at the party, if you started with the B's...
Look, please, don't. I don't even want to know. What is it you wanted to see me about?
I've got a crucial piece of evidence.
Well, you've been withholding evidence?
No, I swear. I tried to give it to you before, but you were too busy. Here. We think it fell off the suspect during the struggle on the porch.
All right. Thanks. Now get going. I've got a question about a dozen people. I have to be at NASA by 4.
NASA? You're going to NASA? Because I'm free if you need me.
Don't, Shelby, stay out of the case. Go home. Go do your homework. Go to the mall.
But this happened in my home, and we're losing business, and my grandpa...
We're on it, Shelby.
But I'm crucial to this investigation. I've got more evidence.
Hand it over.
It's not physical evidence.
So what, did you see something? Somebody entering or exiting at the time of the kidnapping?
No. But remember, I heard something. The threatening voice coming from the porch.
But you said you didn't know who that was.
No, but maybe if you let me come with you while you investigate, I might recognize it.
There is no reason for alarm. The neighborhood is perfectly safe.
All I know is Carl couldn't get a wink of sleep last night thinking someone might kidnap me. Did you get a wink of sleep last night, Carl? Not a wink.
Another vacant room, huh?
Third one this morning.
But what you said is true. This is a safe neighborhood.
I know that. I just hope Detective Heinlein cracks this case pretty soon. Maybe if the people know who kidnapped Griswold, they will realize that it has nothing to do with the neighborhood.
And then I bet people will be lining up to stay here. It'll be like, that's where that famous astronaut was kidnapped. I'd want to stay here.
You don't have no choice.
I wouldn't worry. Detective Heinlein's going to question people at NASA today, and I'm going with him.
Does he know that?
Kind of. I mean, he's still deciding. I mean, he hasn't said no.
Oh, boy.
I can't wait until we talk with Robert Merchant.
Till I talk. You're just listening.
Right.
With Heinlein, Cocoa Beach Police, I need to speak with Robert Merchant.
May I see some identification, please? Mr. Merchant works in a high-security, sterile area. I'll have to see if I can get you clearance.
Let's go, gentlemen. This is our biggest payload to date.
Sealed and certified, sir. We need your authorization to load.
Did you check and make sure the lenses were calibrated?
Yes, sir.
All right, take it away. 92 in the crew quarters, 144
Robert
in the
Merchant,
bay.
Detective Heinlein, Cocoa Beach Police. I'd like to have a word with you.
I'm sorry. Things are a little hectic right now. We've got a shuttle launch later tonight.
It's about Jack Griswold.
Of course. Is there any news on his whereabouts?
No, unfortunately, which is why I'm trying to talk to everyone who went to that party.
You were an astronaut too, right?
That's
Shelby.
right. Not too many people know that about me.
Did you fly the Alpha 7 mission with Jack Griswold?
Shelby.
No. Well, actually, I was supposed to, but I never got aboard. Head cold.
So that's why you're not famous. The encyclopedia didn't mention you at all.
Whoa, stop!
Shelby.
Sorry.
Sir, I think we have a problem.
What now?
The seal is broken on this one. Should I unload it, re-sterilize?
Organic crystals. I'll have to speak to Dr. Fleming. Leave this container here. I'll take care of it.
Does this look familiar?
Sure. Universe 3.
Oh, your last shuttle mission.
Every mission has its own logo and design.
Did you work on the Universe 3 mission?
I've been at NASA for 30 years. I've worked on them all.
So everybody working on the mission gets a pin, not just astronauts.
Anybody can get them. Sell them at the gift shop.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry, but I really have to go back to work.
Well, thank you for your time. Well,
Well, what?
is that the voice?
What voice?
The threatening voice.
All right, the threatening voice.
Was it Robert Merchant?
I'm definitely not sure.
I'm beginning to wonder if you ever even heard a voice, Shelby.
I did. I did too.
I don't know.
You think I would just make up something like that?
Yes.
Just to get into NASA?
Mm-hmm.
Just to see Robert Merchant?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I didn't. Detective, watch out!
You all right?
Uh-huh.
All right, let's get you home.
Were you scared?
Like, to death?
I hope you guys don't mind paper.
What are you doing?
Checking out the pins the suspects were wearing to see if they're Universe 3. Let's see, Anita West. The Universe 3 pin had the shuttle in front of the moon. But this one is a different ship and some stars. I should have noticed that before.
Which means Anita didn't do it.
What about Donovan Bober?
He's got 1 billion pins. What did you find out at his house?
Well, he hasn't changed since high school. Yeah, and he has a big grudge against Griswold. I guess Griswold promised him something but didn't deliver.
So I guess Donovan Bober had motive to kidnap Griswold.
What about Robert Merchant?
It's difficult to tell. I mean, he acted like he and Griswold were friends, but who really knows? Oh my gosh!
What is it?
That's it!
That's what?
That's the car they tried to run us down.
You're kidding. How do you know?
This crack in the windshield, it was coming right at me.
That means whoever tried to run you down was also at Griswold's party.
And I bet they're after you because you're investigating his disappearance.
Now, if only I could figure who... It's the same car from behind. I can just make out the license plate. You're the best photographer in the world! call this into Detective Heinlein.
I still like this one with the glasses.
Oh, yeah, me too. Consumed. Yeah, I can just look at that again and again.
I'll get you your own copy.
Thanks.
All eyes are on the skies today as NASA's
Detective,
mission control
it's Shelby.
readies another
I just wondered if you traced...
As always, our
Really?
cameras are live at the launch pad, waiting
No, I promise. No more investigation for the rest of the day. Right. Bye. Detective Heinlein traced the license plate to Robert Merchant.
Bingo. We got our man.
Actually, we don't. Detective Heinlein said they put a tail on him, hoping he'll lead them to Jack Griswold.
In an hour, the Space Shuttle Encounter will take off from the Kennedy Space Center. This mission will be noteworthy for the high number of scientific experiments. In one of them, scientists will attempt to grow organic crystals in space.
Organic
The crystals are being
crystals?
safely stored in a sterile, sealed container, not to be opened until they reach the vacuum of space.
Oh no! What's the matter? I know what happened to Jack Griswold. I've got to stop that launch.
T-minus 10.
Hold the launch. Abort the launch.
Yes.
7.
There's a man aboard. Make a call.
They can play.
3, 2, 1. And have main engine cut off. We have a cut off of the main engine.
That's the one. That's the one. See, I told you.
Nice to see you again, Merchant. Guess your little plan failed.
But you know what? One of these days, someone's plan is not going to fail. Someone is going to get you, Griswold. All I have to do is to be patient. So how'd you figure out it was me?
Well, I thought about how when we came here earlier today, that technician showed you the unsealed container.
The seal is broken on this one. Should I unload and re-sterilize?
Leave this container here. I'll take care of it.
But he never did take care of it. Merchant told them to load the container on the shuttle, but it was never sterilized or resealed.
It's a pretty nasty bruise.
Merchant clubbed me over the head with a planter.
Not hard enough.
And when I came to, I was in here. It was dark. I could hardly move.
But why? I thought you two were friends.
I was supposed to take that spacewalk till I got that head cold.
You blame that on me? You were sick.
I wasn't that sick. Use your pull with the brass to take my place. If I had taken that spacewalk, my picture would be on the cereal boxes and in the history books.
No, I'm sure we'll find a place for you in the history books. As a criminal. Take him down to the station house.
So much for my article on Jack Griswold, American hero. He cheated his wife out of money. He never did anything to help Donovan Bober. He pushed Robert Merchant aside so he could make the spacewalk. And he didn't even thank me for saving him.
Shelby.
Oh, Detective, your lunch. I'm sorry, I totally forgot. Did you get it yourself?
Here. My treat.
Really? Oh, you forgot the ketchup. Detective, can you... Actually, that's my job.